Hello, everyone, and welcome to Eternal Flame Studios. I'm Adam, and I'm here to bring you all the energy forecast. That's right, astrology, 13 sign astrology forecast for the month of May. Remember, April showers. Bring in those May flowers. Let's see what May has in store for all of us. So, May carries the feeling of standing at a crossroads between instinct and responsibility. The energy of this month asks us all to become more intentional about where our energy, loyalty, and emotional investment are actually being placed. So remember that. Where is it being placed? The first half of the month may feel emotionally intense and confrontational, so watch out. But by the second half, there's a greater clarity regarding what needs to be built moving forward with that forward momentum. This is not just a surface level type of month. There's a deep level of transformation unfolding beneath our daily lives, especially around partnerships, goals, belief systems, and the structures we all depend on emotionally and materially. The energy for May revolves around commitment. That's right. May brings about the magic of commitment. Each month has a magic, and this magic for May is commitment. But not just romantic commitment, commitment to truth, purpose, family healing, work, spiritual direction, and personal evolution. That's right. Personal evolution. So we got the energies or the elements of fire, which is Aries. A lot of Aries going on for this month of May. And the element of earth, which is Taurus and also Capricorn. Energies dominating this month. The earth and fire. So scorched earth. Be watching out for that, right? This, in turn, creates a mixture of urgency and stabilization. We may feel torn between wanting immediate action and needing long term security. Immediate action because of Aries, long term security, obviously, because of Taurus. There may also be a collective realization unfolding that some old systems, relationships, and mental patterns can no longer sustain the future trying to emerge that's within us. This month encourages grounded decisions rather than impulsive reactions. Taurus energy reminds us to build on our character carefully, while Aries energy pushes us to act with courage and self confidence. And of course, Capricorn energy, building and accomplishments, right? The emotional atmosphere for this month may feel intense yet productive. Conversations may become more direct. Hidden frustrations may surface. Long standing relationship patterns may reach turning points. At the same time, there's a tremendous potential for rebuilding stronger foundations in both our personal and collective life. Now, let's break down the energies from the beginning to the end of this month, starting with the flower moon that happened on May 1st, because it's the full moon of May, the flower moon, the commitment magic. So, we have the theme around home, family, and emotional balance. This full moon energy focuses on the home, ancestry, emotional security, and personal relationships. This energy highlights where harmony has been lost within family systems or close emotional bonds. And you probably witnessed that. May 1st has already been come and gone. Many of us may feel emotionally sensitive during this period. Old memories, family wounds, or unresolved domestic tensions could rise to the surface for healing. This is the time to get it done. This moon encourages forgiveness, restoration, and emotional honesty. Also during this time there are many or there may be an increased focus on homes, housing, relocation, and family matters. Why? Because family does matter. Be mindful of emotional exhaustion due to imbalance in your relationships. There may also be a greater need for beauty, calmness, and grounding. Remember to clean and bless your home with candles and or incense if you feel called to do so. You can also write down your emotional burdens to better release them. Spend some time reconnecting with your loved ones. Take some time to create an ancestral altar or practice gratitude. This moon is asking us to stop carrying emotional weight that belongs to the past. Healing begins when honesty replaces avoidance. Right? So that's all that energy for the flower moon. And now we're moving to May 2nd to 13th. Yeah, May 2nd's already passed, but May 13th hasn't come yet. So Mercury enters Aries in the 10th house. That's what happened May 2nd, right? So we got the themes around work, leadership, and ambition. Mercury entering Aries ignites bold communication around career matters, leadership, public identity, and long term ambitions. We may become more outspoken about what we want professionally. Decisions could happen faster, but patience may be thinner, so be careful with that. This transit could support entrepreneurship, leadership initiatives, and courageous planning. Watch out for arguments, though, especially in workplaces or public spaces, as they may increase if communication becomes too reactive. Remember, don't react, respond with gratitude and patience. Be mindful of fast moving news cycles, strong opinions dominating conversations, and sudden announcements from governments or even corporations. Use this energy to speak directly, but avoid any and all unnecessary conflict. Remember, confidence is powerful when you pair it with wisdom. Because if not with wisdom, then it could be dangerous. So watch out for that. And it just happened, but also continuing to happen. May 6th, all the way to October 15th, Pluto just retrograded into Capricorn in the 7th house. So we have the themes of partnerships, contracts, and power dynamics going on between partnerships of all kinds and these contracts going on as well. And whenever a planet goes retrograde, it's more of an inward process. So this transformation is happening on a deep, deep level within. This Pluto retrograde brings deep introspection regarding relationships, alliances, contracts, and shared power. This is one of the most psychologically transformative energies all the way until October 15th. We may begin recognizing unhealthy dynamics in our marriages, business partnerships, friendships, or political alliances. There may also be control issues, manipulation, dependency, or emotional imbalance that becomes impossible to ignore. So be mindful of that. There may also be political alliances shifting behind the scenes. There may also be revelations involving corporations or leadership structures and the corruption therein. There may be breakdowns leading to breakthroughs in unstable partnerships, emotional intensity, and close relationships. Please do not force control where transformation is needed. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Say it with me. Slow and steady wins the race. Pluto retrograde may teach us that true power comes through honesty and evolution, not domination. And then May 14th, which is coming soon, the Sun and Mercury both enter Taurus in the 11th house with the themes around goals, community, and long-term vision. So remember, that's coming up. Take that time to write those goals, achievable goals, even small ones, step by step towards the bigger ones. Community. Where's your community? Be calling out for your community. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So long-term vision as well. If you haven't done it yet, I encourage you to definitely create a vision board. Take your time. You don't have to rush. This mid-month energy may become steadier and more grounded. And if you don't know how to create a vision board, hey, you can reach out to Kat. I'm sure she'll help you. She's very artistic. I am too, but she likes to help with that vision board stuff. So reach out to us if you need to know how to do it, because we do know how to do it. Okay. This mid-month energy may become steadier and more grounded. Taurus allows us to slow things down enough for us to focus on stability, resources, community support, and long-term planning. We may become more focused on our financial security, food systems, land, agriculture, and sustainable living. So all of that is going to be going on. Also, our friendships and community circles may also become important themes. So some of us out there might be like, okay, my vibe has increased now. I need a different tribe because my vibe doesn't attract the tribe that I used to have. Now I'm going at a new vibe, so now you're attracting a new tribe. A need for a strong focus in economic concerns may come up. Some of us might feel like rebuilding communities and support systems due to our desire for reliability and practical progress. We might even increase our conversations around money and resources. And you can thank Taurus for that. Taurus is all about finances and security. And then May 16th, we got the new moon in Taurus in the 8th house. There's that Taurus energy again. We got the themes around regeneration, shared resources, and inner transformation. Also, because it is a new moon, practice your new moon manifestation. If you don't know how to do that, you can reach out to us. We can help you with that as well. I think Kat or I will come up with a video eventually to show you how the new moon manifestation process works. So look into that. Also, it's all about your manifestation magic. So use that, write it down. Everything you want to manifest for this new moon on the May 16th. This new moon carries profound regenerative energy, so take that time. The 8th house governs rebirth, emotional depth, intimacy, hidden fears, shared finances, inheritance, and spiritual transformation. This energy encourages us to release any and all attachments that drain our energy. So take this time and focus on what you feel in your life is draining your energy. If it is an energy drain, cut it out. Find a way to not have that happening for you, because you want an energy gain, not an energy drain. So really weigh the pros and cons of what's going on in your life and get rid of those energy drains, or spend less time so there's not so much of an energy drain. Because me time is very important. If you guys out there do not take that me time, I encourage you to get your me time in any chance you get. So this is the financial restructuring, emotional healing, and spiritual renewal, and they're strongly called for at this time during this new moon, May 16th. Burn or bury your old fears or limiting beliefs on paper. Begin, or you can even do it on toilet paper. Write it down and then just take that toilet paper, throw it in the toilet, and flush it. Flush away all your fears and limiting beliefs. Begin financial planning or debt clearing strategies for long-term security. You can practice grounding meditations that call for protection and or prosperity as well. Quiet but intense emotional shifts may increase our interest in spirituality and healing. Transformation requires 100% surrender. The universe has your back. You got to believe it. Trust the universe. Do the trust fall. 100% surrender. This moon rewards those of us who are willing to let our old versions of ourselves die gracefully. And then May 17th, Mars enters Aries in the 9th house. So we got the themes around beliefs, truth, spiritual direction. Yes, the 9th house, the natural house of Sagittarius. That's the expansive consciousness, the spirituality, the philosophy, the higher education. It's all in there. This energy amplifies passion, conviction, and ideological intensity. The ninth house governs a higher knowledge, belief systems, philosophy, travel, spirituality, and global affairs. This transit may create heated debates surrounding religion, politics, education, and personal freedoms. Remember, religion and politics something you don't want to talk to or talk with your friends or family because it's just an ongoing process and you get nowhere. So if you can, stay away from those topics. Please remember to keep your beliefs to yourself during this time, as we may feel strongly compelled to defend our beliefs or even seek new truths. Also, we may see on a global scale increased activism, protest, and global tensions involving ideology or territory, and it could show up all over the world. Also, a sudden interest in the spiritual exploration and a strong drive for freedom and independence could enter the collective. Why? Because we have Mars entering Aries in the ninth house. So everything that the ninth house is already, and now it's amplified with the energy because it's all fire. All right. That's what we got going on. So be mindful during this time. Also, a sudden interest in spiritual exploration and a strong drive for freedom and independence could enter the collective. Be mindful of our passion becoming disconnected from wisdom, as this could be dangerous. Please try to listen twice as much as you speak. And now we move to May 19th. Venus enters Gemini in the first house with the themes around personal direction, identity, and, you guessed it, communication. That's what Gemini is all about, right? This energy can bring lighter social energy after the heavier emotional transits earlier in the month. Also, curiosity, flirtation, creativity, networking, and communication may become more active. Some of us may reinvent aspects of our appearance, personality, or social identity because it's all about the personal direction, right? Conversations could become more playful, though inconsistency in relationships may increase. So be mindful of that. Also, this energy could increase social interaction and our desire for variety and stimulation. Yes, Gemini is always about stimulation. Gemini, data collector, researcher, networker, communicator, new friendships and connections around the creativity. Self-expression also may rise. Please remember to explore freely, but avoid scattering your energy in too many directions. So channel all of that creativity and focus on one or two directions, not so many directions. Otherwise, the energy is just scattered. And then we move all the way to May 31st, and we have another full moon. But this full moon for May 31st is a special full moon because it's going to be in Ophiuchus in the 8th house, which is the natural house of Ophiuchus. So shared resources, healing, work, spiritual awakening, you name it, happening May 31st. This full moon carries mystical and transformative energy. Ophiuchus is often associated with healing, hidden wisdom, regeneration, and spiritual, that's right, spiritual evolution. This moon may expose emotional truths that have been buried for a long time. Themes involving shared finances, work dynamics, energetic exchange, and deep healing may become illuminated. Emotional intensity and psychic sensitivity could also rise. So be mindful of that. And hey, if it happens to you, which it probably will, you're not alone. We're all in this together. Revelations involving money or partnerships could be looked into due to heightened intuition and spiritual awareness. Take some time to practice water cleansing or spiritual baths. That's right. If you haven't had a chance to, I encourage you sometime in this month of May to take yourself a nice bath with Epsom salt and maybe some incenses that you feel called to use. Again, to your own discretion, do as you please. Energy clearing and cord cutting practices could also be very beneficial. You may also start journaling your emotional truths. Some of us might practice a meditation focused on releasing and healing. This moon asks us to trust our transformation instead of fearing it. The overall energy of May brings with it increased global instability mixed with restructuring and awakening. So remember, global instability for the beginning of the month, but then the middle of the month towards the end, a restructuring and awakening. We got the fire energy from Aries and the earth energy from both Taurus and Capricorn dominating the skies, often correlating with the environmental extremes and geopolitical tension. Not going to say anything more about that. Just this is what the stars are saying. Some possible political and collective trends could be leadership disputes and political polarization intensifying. Again, it's what the stars are saying. I just read them. There may also be economic restructuring or financial instability discussions. Public protests surrounding ideology, freedom, or governance could be happening. There may also be revelations involving institutions or corporations, the corruption they are involved in. Of course, Pluto is all about taking things that no longer serve us, getting rid of it, and then restructuring it. And Pluto is retrograde and it's in Capricorn, and Capricorn's about stability, building, authority. So you're going to see a lot of that going to total transformation, and it's an inward process. So really take this time to meditate. If you feel like there's a lot of chaos in your life, just sit down and just meditate, breathe. So we got the public protests surrounding ideology, freedom, governance could be happening. Also, maybe revelations involving institutions, corporations, the corruption they're involved in. There may even become sudden shifts in the diplomatic partnerships. Looking at these energies involving the weather, also, we see a possibility of strong storms. And aren't we seeing these right now? I mean, wherever you are you seeing these strong storms? There's a confirmation right there, right? Tornadoes and wind related events. There may also be earth-related disturbances, including earthquakes or volcanic activity. Also, heat fluctuations, unusual seasonal weather may also come to the surface. There may be agricultural concerns involving food supply or even drought conditions in some parts of the world. Like when I was tuning in, these are the ones that came to me: China, Kenya, Egypt, India, and parts of Australia and New Zealand. So there might be droughts in that area. There also may be increased fire activity in dry regions such as South Africa, Italy, and parts of Canada and the US. The influence of Pluto is allowing us to become increasingly aware of the need for sustainability, stability, and rebuilding systems that are more resilient. And you see that. You see that happening. More and more people are becoming more sovereign, and I say my hat is off to you. You're taking that and running with it because that's what it talks. Sovereignty. Be your own king, be your own queen. You got this. And thank Pluto, because that's what Pluto does. It allows us to become more aware and see what needs to happen, what change needs to happen. We can see May is ultimately about choosing what deserves our attention and devotion. The universe is asking us to become more intentional with our energy, relationships, beliefs, and goals as energy flows where attention goes. Once again, energy flows where attention goes. So you got to ask yourself, what is your intention, and then where is your attention, and all that energy is going to flow in that direction. So some key takeaways here: protect your energy and emotional boundaries. It's very important, especially during this month of May. Focus on the long-term stability over the short-term impulses. Speak honestly and thoughtfully. Release any relationships or patterns built on imbalance. Prioritize grounding practices and get plenty of rest. Rest is best. Reconnect with nature and physical routines. Strengthen your finances and planning. Allow transformation without resisting it. Remember, what you resist, you persist. So it's inevitable. The change is going to happen. Go with it. Don't resist it. You can also practice self-care by doing nervous system regulation and cleaning and organizing your home. And if you don't know how to clean and organize your home, get with someone that's a Virgo. They can help you with that. Or in organizing, you get with someone that's a Capricorn because they can help you with that. Or anyone that has that kind of energy in their chart. You can also journal your emotional patterns, spend time outdoors, and do spiritual protection and grounding rituals. Remember to slow down enough to hear your own intuition. So, this magic of commitment, you need to commit to yourself and to others during this month of May, and it teaches us that real transformation happens when our actions align with our truth. The energy of May is asking us all to focus on what we're willing to nurture, protect, and sustain for a better future. So, with that in mind, also, I want to share with you all because I love the animals and I feel that each animal has its own message. So, I pulled the fox card, and we got the fox here for the month of May. The call upon a fox. Fox is clever. And the message that goes along with it: you are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. You just got to look for them. There's always so many solutions to one problem, right? Always listen to your instincts or your intuition, right? Resources surround you, and be open to romance. For all of you out there looking for that, May would be a good month, but not the beginning of May, well, more towards the middle and the end. Thank you all for being here once again, and thank you for hearing the 13 sign astrology forecast for the month of May. And I will see you in June. Thank you.